Jason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskey, and this is the Black Snake. This is vat number 2. This is Venom number 3. This is 59.8% ABV at a cost of about 70 euros, $85 at the moment. Bottled September 2016. Now, first of all, you've never heard of Black Snake. Well, don't worry about it. Have you heard of Blackadder? It's an independent bottler from England. Maybe. They're the guys who actually bottle things, and at the bottom you still see the sediment from the barrel. They actually have a very, very coarse filter, a metal sieve that they actually let the whiskey run through to take out those big chunks of the charcoal from the barrel, and the rest they just put into the bottles. They have a second brand called Black Snake, and what they do is they actually have 2 barrels, 2 sherry butts, and in these sherry butts they filled them up with the distillate of a certain distillery, so it's single malt, and then they just let it set in these sherry butts for a certain amount of time to finish it, and then they remove 2/3 of one of these butts. They fill it back up, and that would be, for example, vat 1 first Venom. And they just let it go down again. They take away 2/3 of the second vat, and that would be vat 2 first Venom. And they do it again with vat 1 second Venom, and then here in our case, vat 2 third Venom. So it's been filled up 3 times, 2/3 of the way, each time with exactly the same juice from the exact same distillery. And that's what we have. It's a single malt, 1 distillery, and it is one of 486 bottles worldwide. This is an Oloroso sherry butt, and I have to thank Daniel Kamm from www.micwhiskey.com here in Germany. I was given this sample at the Just Whiskey 2018 Whiskey Fair in Oberhausen, Germany. So, I do not know the distillery behind this. He does know. He didn't want to tell me on camera and off camera after we did the interview. I forgot to ask, but he gave me this little sample so I can try it and review it online. So, I actually had this exact same whiskey on my vacation on the North Sea island of Helgoland. There's a guy there has a duty-free shop named Helgo Helgo Heiner, Helgo for Helgoland, and Heiner is his name. And we did a nice whiskey. We did 2 whiskey tastings, actually, one on Thursday and one Saturday. And he had this in the lineup, and it was very nice. So the first thing that really impresses me is the amount of sherry still in here. Now, this is the 3rd time they've used that Solero process. So the first Venom was actually more sherry, the second Venom was less, and the third is even less, and yet it's still almost overpowering. It overpowers the basic juice of the distillery. Oloroso, it's a very, very nice sherry, but I can't really get behind it and discover the true character of the distillery. The second thing that really surprises me is 59.8%, so it's barrel, it's cask strength, and yet it doesn't burn off the hairs in my nose, which is very nice. It's a little too strong for me, to be honest, so I'm going to put a little bit more of this in here, and I'm going to put a little bit more of the water in here. So I'm going to bring it down to about 46-48%, my sweet spot. Oh, wow, it's much different now. Nice. The barrel char comes through a lot more. I get some type of, and I know my Americans love this term, marzipan. It's a little bit of burned almonds. It's toasted almonds. It's the skin of the almond, a little bit too toasted, to be honest. It has a feeling of, I don't know, is it Tobamori or is it a Mortlach? These are very heavy distillates that I'm not totally keen or partial to. But it's got a nice mix of that sherry moment with that very, very thick and heavy whiskey from Scotland. I really wish I would have asked him. I'm gonna contact him. I'm gonna ask him what this actually was if I'm right. I'm gonna go for Tobermory. Who knows? I'm not the expert yet in Scotch. You can give me a Scotch and I go, oh, that's good, but I couldn't tell you exactly where it came from. With Irish, I can go, oh, that's Bushmills, oh, that's Cooley, oh, that's the New Dingle, oh, that's Middleton. I'm pretty good at that with Irish. And with bourbon, I can also go, oh, that's a Beam, that's a Wild Turkey, that's a Buffalo Trace, and so on. But with Scotch, I just haven't had enough yet. The concept of my channel, once again, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, is that I taste exotic whiskeys. And almost everyone has done all the Scotches, so I don't do them that often. Mm-hmm. Wow, it's a thick, heavy barrel char. I'm talking about that again. There's those toasted almonds, very, very strong. That sherry, the more water I put in, the less influence it has here. It could also be Mortlach. It really does have that heavy character there. Or I could be totally wrong. Plum, pear, almonds. Mm-hmm. Oily. Finally got it down to around 40%. Still not mine. I'm not a big fan of this. I'm going to give it a B minus. Value for money. All right, so you get a Solero processed whiskey, cask strength, no age statement, limited edition, one of 468 bottles here. 70 euros, 80, $85. I'm going to give it a C+. I like the process. I think the only other Solero whiskey that I know of at the moment is the Glenfiddich 15. They do something very similar, but in a much bigger process. Not bad, but it's just not really my cup of tea here. So B minus isn't bad. A C plus for the value for money isn't bad either. I don't know if you'll be able to get any of this, but if you ever do see a black snake in your local liquor store, take a look at it a little bit more carefully. It actually is worth considering buying. If you ever find a Blackadder of anything and you know the name of the distillery and you like that distillery, that's a must get. That's going to be the purest, most unaltered whiskey from that distillery you'll probably ever have in your life. Blackadder, absolutely a guarantee for purest, the best of the best from those casks that are possible. No filtration. It's really like a little mat of metal that they pour it over. That's it. That's all they do. And they fill it up at cask strength, and you shake the bottle and you can actually see the little black particles from the charcoal just floating around in there. It's really, really interesting. I like it. If you like it, I don't know. All right, WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. The question of the day is, what have you tried from Blackadder? Have you tried anything? And if so, what is your favorite bottling? All single cask, all non-chilled filtered, all cask strength, so there's always a limited edition of those. But what was your favorite Blackadder you've ever had, if you've had any of them at all? I actually did a video about a drop of the Irish, also from Ireland, a cask strength whiskey. Very, very nice. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and tell others about this crazy American that does videos about rare and exotic whiskeys on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. See you soon. Bye-bye.